coming up. It can only go two ways once we're at the halfway point, Sadafa. Either Vamos achieves equilibrium or SRG puts themselves at the cusp of making history once more in Malaysia. We're gonna hop right in, and so far, only blue side has taken the W. We'll see if Selang Red Giants can change it on the red side in Game 4 with Vamos on blue.
A victory here means a match point for SRG. Well, for Vamos, it brings it to even. Choked a little bit on myself there because I'm just so excited to see what's going to happen in game number 4.
Energy definitely is very infectious. It's good to see Zorn back on that Ruby, Red Riding Hood here to catch the big bad wolf, but we get the opposite path in terms of the junglers, both of them starting on the orange buff. Of course, the guys can end up where the high loss is going to be, and whereas for Achievement can end up where the high loss is going to be, and the guys is going down to the gold lane. Smooth finds info to confirm where the passing is.
So unfortunately, my assumption that this would be Cramcho did turn out to be incorrect. Ooh,
It's first blood though.
well,
Gets the job done.
it sure does, and Ruby Roam is supposed to be a kind of an answer for Cho Roam too, so Yoom's already showing something to start things off here. And we've already seen, right, throughout this series, the team that is able to etch out an early lead for themselves has a pretty good chance of closing out the game. First blood isn't usually going to determine anything too heavily, but Zorn is going to lose a bit of presence on the map.
He did style on SRG in Game 2 with that show, so if there's any response from Yooms, as our panel did mention, he was included in the Dream Team, so he wants to prove something to Zorn. And now, Zorn wants to run away, concussive blast, Zorn gets out with the mobility, SRG forces him back home.
I really like how Yooms knew that Zorn was going to dash over the wall as well. He was already setting up for it with the Jeet Kune Do. Unfortunately, Skies didn't have any skills left to follow up on the kill, but Yooms does seem to understand it. Oh,
Wow, even coming in the flicker. Really no hose bars there. SRG wants to speed it up.
SRG wants to show that it is possible to get that early game victory on the red side of the draft. And we are definitely seeing Yooms now showing that he can do just as well as Zorn by escaping narrow situations with low HP. Team Vamos, they do have okay tools though. Once it gets to team fighting, they have a lot of utility that they can play around, so Red Giants will need to be more strategic with their entry.
And Zorn play from Smooth, stolen, Frigid Glacier right onto Sakai's, but SRG will just eat it up. Chibi finds the turtle, SOD comes in from Nets, but unfortunately SRG are prime for victory, losing one but taking two.
Well, even though it seemed like SRG was trying a bit too hard to force it, they literally all funneled down a single line into the enemy glorious pathway. They're still doing a better job, it seems. The Gatot being used as a secondary initiator. This is what we mentioned as well. When you have both the Way of the Dragon and the Avatar the Guardian to play around, it gives you a lot more space to determine which angles you want to attack from. And I really, really like Stormy's positioning this game. He knows where he needs to be. And Vamos, unfortunately, doesn't have the best heroes for going into him.
The King, not really the angle needed, but still tries to kill. Frigid Glacier saves Stormy. Chibi once more couldn't get the fracture in the right direction. Innocent also forces Nets to retreat. And I'm seeing SRG, despite having that slight Roman disadvantage, Yooms is still somehow able to outmaneuver Zorn.
Generally, the advantage that SRG creates for themselves in the early game comes heavily off of a lane priority. And we're seeing a lot of that right now with the waves being shoved up and controlled on both sides of the map. Innocent even straight up winning trades against Nets here, which is giving them a lot more freedom to open up, explore, and look for players that they can maybe catch off guard. Yooms especially right now doing an excellent job of comboing with the Aurora to get pickoffs.
Priming the Jeet Kune Do. Nets has no Purify and Yooms has Flicker. Will they find the pick? Seems like it's not going to be the case. Nets, it's a bit too far away for Yooms.
You could literally hear the audience react to Nets dashing away from Cho there. I know some people will say, oh, that's a coward's move, but you know, he kind of has to do it.
Yeah, well, they go for Zorn instead, right? Take him out the third time. AOG follow up. Frigid Glacier just absolutely encases everyone from Vamos in ice. They drop the green carpet. Glorious pathway into the fight, but Yums who escape. Jikundo on the move. Cram continues fighting. Innocent shows up. Waller and Naz compromise. Stormy flickers. Doesn't find the freeze, but Smooth will be sacrificed, and SRG gets away with 2.
When SRG is comfortable, they are able to tank damage strategically to spread it out across the team. They will often leave fights with very low HP across the board, and that is what we are seeing right now. Yums doing the exact same thing as Zorn in the previous game, going in, setting up, tanking damage, then getting out on a sliver when he's already done exactly what he needs to do. SRG right now with a 3k goal lead, 5 minutes in, is already in complete control of the map. Team Vamos, late game scaling, not too bad, but Chibi...
I was just about to say, Zorn has went down 4 times in 5 minutes. That could have been his 5th, but thankfully he had the flicker. Once more, SRG finds priority half a minute before the turtle spawns. And Warlord has been stealing the Frigid Glacier every single time. He wants the Aurora ultimate, but just does not get to achieve the same effect that SRG has.
Yeah, it's surprising too, considering SRG are the ones running at them, but you could see the way they split out the team fight is making that Frigid Glacier hard to land.
Man, Cram is just eating everything up. As Innocent takes on the bot tier 1, Cram is still tanky. Chibi from the back looks for Stormy, that's the passive out. Good kick from Yum to keep Stormy alive. SOD connects, but it's gonna be the crossbow tank from Innocent as he pellets them with darts left, right, and center. Smooth, we also be pierced right through. SRG lose through and find 3.
SRG have reached the point of the game where members are willing to throw bodies and lives potentially in order to funnel more into their cores. In this case, Innocent and Skies, both at 3 kills respectively. Innocent has been uninterrupted in his lane the entire time. Skies starting to invade. The aggression is being made plain. Team Vamos cannot afford to let this goal lead go any more out of control, or they risk giving up match point to SRG.
Sometimes still find it hard to believe that a team like SRG, who just debuted 4 seasons ago in season 11, but they finished 5th and 6th, are now the beast that they are. Truly giants and beyond.
Yeah,
They've built a dynasty, right? A new one that usurps hold up. Now is about leaving a legacy. Again, being a first historical team to achieve that back-to-back with the same team and still keeping the golden road, the immortal run alive, something that has never been done before. Maybe Cram is going to contribute to that. Nets losing most of his health. Cram continues to chase. The entirety of Vamos shows up and Cram will throw that revitalize, but it's all about buying space. Cram willing to die.
My goodness!
Almost goes down, and can you believe it? Cram himself is a machine.
While it's not necessarily the most worth it to die there, just look at how much time he bought, and he nearly took out Nets and Chibi by himself.
It's the guy's forces. The Purify out from Warlord, used with the kick. That's the roundhouse right there. On to the key targets. 2 kills for SRG. Sorry for the Purify from Nets. Everyone from Vamos on the run. And another spear of Alpha to give Innocent a double kill.
The game is officially out of control. This is the same situation we've seen throughout the series on both sides. A 6k net worth lead, 8 minutes in. An Innocent 5-0 and 1 KDA on this 1-1. The panel posed some suspicions. Will this 1-1 work out? We've seen so many 1-1s not really function. But when you have so much setup in the Cho, in the Aurora, in the Gatot, it's so easy for Innocent to make it happen.
And Yums again, prepping for another potential kick. Warlock gets taunted up, another roundhouse to the backline. Innocent shows up. You doubt the 1-1, but Innocent on that hero. If he wants it, he gets it. A freeze on the smooth. Again, refreeze, just cannot throw out in time. A takedown for SRG, and now the objective is compromised.
You could see the difference in gold, making its presence plain. A fracture right in the center of an entire group of SRG, and it's like they weren't even tickled. Innocent finding those angles. SRG so bulky, they were in the center of the glorious pathway. Warlord even stealing the Avatar the Guardian to escape, maybe do some poke damage. And SRG just walk out of it as if they never took any damage at all.
Well, you can say the same for Warlord, right? And then Purify, Yum sticking onto him, drop an iceberg, Warlord walks out. It's a good time to talk about how this feels like poetry in motion. Like Shakespeare can't even write this. 2 seasons ago, Smooth was denied a trophy by basically most of the Vamos roster except for Nets. And now he's en route to get the second one with them, but it seems like it is getting further and further away from possibility. AOG shows up, Cram is going for the backline, Nets forced to retreat, Smooth again, needs to keep his team alive.
It's not good when your Hylos is forced to use Glorious Pathway multiple times in succession for defensive play. Selangor Red Giants knows this, and like you mentioned, Husky, there are players on Team Vamos that are eager to look for that trophy. They even said earlier in a video that they want to award a champion title to Nets, the only player on their team who hasn't had one under his belt. But before them looms a massive wall.
And that wall is used again with the kick. Showmanship from this man, SRG, will show Vamos how it's done. No inhibitors fall, but SRG are in full control.
Vamos is used to treating their opponents as nothing but pebbles on the road. But the Red Giants are a massive obstacle on their road to victory.
Time to split the battle lines again. SRG will just go against the current. They do lose Innocent though, as Nets decides that he has had enough, but he can't follow up further. It's a good stop, but Nets is not going to take this, is he? Oh, he does. No follow-up from the rest of Vamos.
I know how tempting that can seem. SRG is so low in total, but he knows that a single freeze from Stormy and he throws away a little bit of momentum that they were able to get because Innocent overstayed his welcome. That's the first death on the 1-1. Pretty good shutdown, all going over to Nets, who, while he hasn't been able to farm as safely as Innocent, still actually has not died yet this game. So his farm is not too bad at all. It's only about one item behind Innocent. He's still actually a threat for the Red Giants.
It was sort of a 2K goal swing for Team Vamos just like that. Another AOG this time on the 2. And Selangor Red Giants keep the ball rolling. Stolen AOG, Waller is out of there, but the rest of his team left behind to suffer at the hands of SRG. Another knockup on the Zorn, another iceberg drop. Zorn escaped, but Ness does not have the damage to take down SRG.
Personally speaking, I'm a little bit worried that SRG is getting a little gung-ho. They're jumping into the enemy jungle without really thinking too hard about it because of their lead, and they're just gonna keep going.
They'll lose Yunes in the process. Innocent trying to go for the Venus point, gets pulled back, but
Oh!
the crossbow is in the air, and Innocent will not be denied. SRG now have an angle, but Vamos clears out the minion wave in time.
How is that possible? The
still wanna go.
speed of that reaction to be able to escape with crossbow of Tang under those circumstances. Innocent showing why he is the regular season MVP, why he is half man, half beast. His micro on another level.
Half man, half beast, but fully eternal. Now this Lord most likely will go over to SRG unless Vamos can make hell of a steal. Even the level disadvantage is gone, so it is an even fight, and Chibi in these moments always pulls it off, but against SRG it feels too tough to attain. Cram again finds the taunt. The rest of SRG are a bit far away, so they will just wait for the Lord.
Ideally, Vamos would have just bought a bit more time as well to maybe let Nets get a free tower up top. He was close to getting it. Maybe the minions will finish it off. Innocent, can he stop it in time? He actually does, so it's basically dead anyway. Team Vamos needs to commit to a little bit of macro play, which they can do with a Moskov, but Selangor Red Giants are just going to keep upping the ante. One inhibitor already down, only 2 structures left standing, and the Lord pushing down the center. 20 kills to 6. Can they hold this?
At the cuffs of history and SRG, they need 2 more. This one could shrink that gap. Yumes once more is priming up that Jikundo. You overextend a little bit and that roundhouse kick is coming right at your face. So guys, soaks up all of the bursts and Smooth just disappears. You don't even see him. SRG has taken 2 inhibitors so far, and Cram is going to keep them all topped up for another go.
Oh, another inhibitor falls. The last one, SRG are going to try and sink the way to deal with. But Vamos, since they were able to clear up, actually have minions holding there. SRG are looking for the crystal though.
And Wallace tries to clear the way, but unfortunately, SRG will clear out their members instead. The crystal